Suppose you're trying to understand how the world works, how the universe functions. Which is the way to figure it out that makes the most sense? Option A. Take your best guess and search for data that proves it. Option B. Search for data and see what the data will indicate. Which of these will give you the most accurate picture of the universe? If you go with option A and you find data that will not support your guess, you are forced to choose between discarding the data point or changing your guess. And if you will not change your guess, you're in danger of getting an incorrect view of the universe. You have decided that you cannot be wrong. However, if you choose option B, your conclusion will be based entirely upon the data. Indeed, a conclusion cannot be formed in the first place until sufficient data have been collected in order to begin sorting out what they might mean. In other words, option A starts us off with a bias, and if we're not careful, that bias may well taint the entire exercise, keeping us from seeing the true answer because we reject what doesn't fit our expectations. However, option B considers only what the data show us, giving us the correct answer even if it does not match what we might wish were true. Option B is the method to use if your desire is to seek the truth without bias or preconceived expectations. So what happens if our quest is to discover whether or not God exists? If you go with option A, you are starting by assuming God does exist and ignoring all data that do not confirm this conclusion. But if you start with option B, you will take in as much data as you can and see what it tells you about the potential existence of a God. The fact is that the data do not support the existence of a God. If they did, most atheists would be believers. But there is a reason that religions insist upon faith, upon belief without evidence, because it will bias you against contradictory data. Theists examine the universe using option A, while most atheists, and certainly skeptics, will use option B. Despite theist claims, atheists do not use option A, only assuming there is no God, and searching for data to prove that. Atheists simply have not found data that shows that there is a God. But if that evidence were found, most atheists would change their minds. To put it bluntly, option B is the way to find the truth, regardless of your feelings and preferences. Option A is just the way to run on automatic instead of thinking. Please take the time to rate this video. And hey, if you dig what I do, subscribe. You might also enjoy my webcomic, The Adventures of Kinneara Baxter. You'll find a link in the info bar, along with a link to my Zazzle store. Buy a t-shirt today. Science. If you're doing it right, sometimes you'll find out you're wrong.